family is demanding answers after the Mississippi teen was found dead following a 4th of July boating trip. They met with Reverend Al Sharpton over the weekend.
Don't rush to judgment saying it was not racism, because we do not know.
Also joined by attorney Ben Crump, the family is calling for records, witness statements, and autopsy results. Tyler Perry and Colin Kaepernick are helping Nolan Wells' family in a big way. The actor and former NFL star have stepped in to cover major expenses. Perry is covering funeral costs, while Colin Kaepernick will pay for an independent autopsy. Black media mogul Byron Allen also donated $100,000 to the family. And the Trump administration plans to keep more than 5,000 National Guard troops in Washington, D.C. through January 2029. The D.C. Council is urging some states to recall their troops now that America 250 events are over. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Watch us on Facebook Live. Then hear us on WBOK1230.com.
Late nights in New Orleans. Some voices entertain the city. Some voices changing. You already know who on the air tonight. Gerod. Gerard on the radio. Whole city vibing slow. Late night lights in New Orleans glow. Everybody listen close. Gerard on the radio. Truth in the speakers for sure. From the bayou streets to the corner store. Whole city locked in. French Quarter nights with the rain coming down. Whole city talk, but the truth stay underground. Funny how the silence break whenever he speak. Certain conversations never make the TV. Voice through the speakers got the whole city tuned. Higher ups nervous every time he hit the room, cause he say what the people been feeling for years, bringing light to the stories they don't want us to hear. From the uptown lights to the night war pain, every word hit different when it cut through the rain. Everybody know the truth, you never said aloud, till Gerard hit the airwaves and it shook the whole town. And the streets keep calling through the static in the night. Every word feel different when Gerard go live. Gerard on the radio. Whole city vibing slow. Late night lights in New Orleans glow. Everybody listen close. Gerard on the radio. Truth in the speakers for sure. From the bayou streets to the corner store. Whole city locked in. Streetcars roll while the city stay awake. Everybody got a story, everybody got a way. Funny how the phones go quiet when he name names. Funny how the pressure rise when he shift the conversation. He talk schools, streets, money disappearing. Backdoor deals that the public ain't hearing. Things get buried when the cameras don't roll, but the people tune in, cause Gerard let it unfold. From the jazz in the streets to the smoke in the sky, the wall ain't still fighting, still holding it high. And the city feels seen every time that he speak, cause the truth hit harder when it finally run deep. Now the whole town riding with the station on loud, hands high while they sing every word through the crowd. Can you feel the city breathing? Every late night conversation. Through the speakers, through the rain. Ooh, New Orleans, don't sound the same. Gerard on the radio. Whole city vibing slow. Late night lights in New Orleans glow. Everybody listen close. Gerard on the radio. Truth in the speakers for sure. From the bayou streets to the corner store. Whole city locked in. Yeah. You're now rocking with Gerard, the voice they couldn't silence. New Orleans, stand up.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still going. What's happening, good people? What's going on with you? What is today? Tuesday? It is Tuesday already. And baby, we got to talk. We have got to talk. And it ain't nothing cute. Oh, boo, it ain't cute. And I done got to the place where I'm like, this place ain't real. Even your governor got stuff again in the news. Do y'all know that this governor, Governor Landry, has probably got a chip on his shoulder against New Orleans? And today, according to KPLC television station, News 7, they have quoted him as saying that New Orleans thinks they're so special, saying that that parish is going to operate exactly like the rest of the state. And the people of this state want that. Said New Orleans is no longer as important to Louisiana as it once was. I was like, when did he move? Has he been gone for a while? Something happened. Because he done lost his mind. Something happened. Because he don't understand the statistics themselves say that New Orleans is important to the state, to the rest of the state. The statistics alone tell you how important New Orleans is to the state. There is nobody, no one, no 2 or 3 parishes put together that bring in as much revenue to this state as New Orleans does. We bring in over $467 million in state revenue, and I think the next closest parish is maybe 120. And you're going to make a statement that says that we're not as important as we used to be? Or you think that we're not as important as we are? Either that's a real denial, you're in some type of denial, or you just straight out lying to the folks. Which one do you think? It's either a straight out denial, or you just basically lying to the people to say that New Orleans is not as important to this state like anywhere else. In my professional opinion, we're the most important thing to this state as far as revenue is concerned. Because we bring in over $467 million to the state of Louisiana. And no one else is even close. Not even close. I think the next one is Jefferson Parish. I think they said they bring in $122 million. Interesting. But what would make him say that, except that his feelings hurt? There's no way in the world that you could think that the state or the city, the city of New Orleans is not important to this state. How can you? Is it Tawa? Is it me? Or maybe somebody just having a problem adding 2 and 2 together? Because evidently there is something wrong here. There is definitely something wrong. And if it is I'll be the first to say, "Up, I'm wrong." We up on Facebook? Hello, hello, hello. Are we up? Oh, you just got you just got me in here talking without having me up. Ain't that bad? That's just terrible how they treat me around here these days. Even my boy. Mm-hmm. I've been talking for 10 minutes and he's still got. They can hear me, but no picture. What was I saying before I was so rudely interrupted? Mm-hmm. So I don't know why, but I can figure that his feelings is probably hurt. I think that he is definitely with his feelings hurt about his amendments. Maybe even the fact that you're seeing more folks in New Orleans probably going to sign a recall than any other place. And just maybe he doesn't like the fact that we don't like him because it shows. It does, and it shows. And if you don't believe me, just think about who started all this mess with his attorney general. New Orleans. New Orleans. And I don't care. I mean, if your feelings hurt, I don't think we really care. I really don't. I don't think that anybody cares. But to make a public statement that's going to go on national and international news, there's something wrong there for him to say that. In the article, which is in the Illuminator, by the way, if you want to go check it out, it says, amid ongoing power struggles between state Republicans and New Orleans Democrats, Jeff Landry said New Orleans is no longer as important to Louisiana's economic success as it has been in the past. Really? Really? Maybe it's me. And then the other thing too, you have the mayor of this city saying, "Oh, by the way, we don't need your money to survive. We got other revenue streams as well." Now, what those revenue streams are, I don't know. I have no clue what they are. But the lady said, "I'm willing to sit down and show you for yourself." I would be willing to sit down and show you for yourself. He has not answered her as of yet. Well, why? Why didn't he answer her? Because she probably can show him. I think. Because she can possibly show him. Well, and it looks like we beat him in the courts all the time. If we don't do it, then we're going to be looking like we the fools. So I think that they're doing right. Speaking of somebody doing right, a preliminary injunction. Now, get this now. Everybody listen to me good now. As the little boy said in the online YouTube documents, he said, listen, Linda, listen, Linda, listen, Linda. I need you to listen to me on this one. The preliminary injunction granted, it was granted in the suit challenging state law that slashed the New Orleans judges. Everybody just went, what? The 3 New Orleans judges slated for removal by state lawmakers, they may be able to qualify to run for their seats in the upcoming election under a Baton Rouge judge's order today. But it remained far from settled if those races will actually happen. Well, what do you mean, Gerod, that they can run for their seats? I'm glad y'all asked. You're so smart. I'm glad you asked. Because this story may not have given you the entire what's up on what's really happening. The story starts off with the 3 New Orleans judges slated for removal may be able to qualify to run for their seats. Why? Because Judge Tarvald Smith of the 19th Judicial District enjoined state and local officials from enacting any provision of Act 748 after the qualifying period ends next month. What? Yeah. His ruling came after Smith heard arguments in a lawsuit that was filed by newly elected Orleans Parish criminal judge John Fuller. That's challenging Act 748. Fuller argued that neither chamber of legislature reached a required 2/3 vote for passage of the measure to shrink the criminal court from 12 judges to 9. State officials argued that the measure didn't need a supermajority for passing, citing a specific exemption from New Orleans municipal offices from the 1974 Constitutional Convention. The delegates made the Crescent City's courts subject to change by law with a simple majority vote, the state argues. Fuller's lawsuit listed Governor Jeff Landry, Attorney General Liz Murrell, Secretary of State Nancy Landry, and the Orleans Parish Clerk of Court Chelsea Richard Napoleon as defendants. The court ruling comes 2 months after Fuller won a special election to complete the expired term of former Judge Darrell Durbany in Section J. All 12 judges, their terms end a year's end. The law change takes effect January 1, axing Fuller's seat along with 3 others currently held by Judges Simone Levine and Rhonda Good Douglas. The qualifying period runs August 5th through the 7th. Smith's ruling marked an early win for Fuller. There's no timeline for when Smith might decide the broader constitutional question about the number of votes needed for the law to pass. So while the final decision wasn't made on that question, the judge did think that there was enough vigor to maintain the status quo until a final decision can be made, said Fuller's attorney, Jerome Matthews. Because if you don't allow the judges to qualify, and we come to find out afterward that it was unconstitutionally passed, it'll be too late for them to qualify for their seats at that point. In a statement, Merrill said that she plans to appeal the injunction. The law is clear that a preliminary injunction blocking implementation of a state law is not legally proper. We will file an appeal immediately, which suspends the judgment. As this matter impacts elections and qualifying deadlines, we will seek priority review to get this matter resolved and get it resolved equally and quickly. Oh boy. It look like there's a battle. It look like there's something going on. And it look like somebody's not going to sit there and wait for it to play out in court. But we shall see. We shall see. I think that Judge Fuller is probably one of the smartest folks. And it makes me ask the question, what's up with the other judges? How come y'all didn't jump in on this? What's going on with y'all? Fuller the only one? What other judges? More coming up, folks. Everybody, hold tight.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
We are the rhythm of the streets.
The flavor in every day.
The story in every song.
We are New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Foundation.
We help artists build the future of New Orleans.
Because when the culture thrives, our people thrive.
Every note, every brushstroke, every dish is a door opening new possibilities for those who carry our traditions forward. And when we open that door, the whole city moves forward. For New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Foundation, culture is our open door.
This invitation goes out to all of us unworthy sinners who's been saved by the grace of God, where you and I are only made worthy by the blood of the Lamb and our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. We're FIJTC, Faithers in Jesus the Christ. My name is Mr. Rocky. You can tune in to WBOK 1230 AM Sunday mornings from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Hope to see you there.
WBOK is pleased to announce the reboot of Crosstown Conversations with host Gene Nathan, a heightened focus on cultural entertainment events and the creatives who present them. The new time is now Saturday at noon. Tune into the stories of our exploding creative scene with Gene Nathan on Crosstown Conversations.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. Oh, baby, it is going to be all of that plus a bag of dips and chip in the courtroom. Are you all paying attention? Are you all paying attention? Your governor done lost his ever-picking mind because he just basically telling everybody that, oh, yeah, by the way, we don't need New Orleans no more. What? Ain't like it used to be. We don't need New Orleans no more. But I'm also paying attention to the numbers. And as we see the numbers, it makes all these folks say, I think they do need New Orleans. That's scary. That this man would think that we don't need, that this state does not need New Orleans. And we are number one, we're number 4 in the number of folks that are saying that New Orleans is and the state of Louisiana is terrible. And we're in the top 10 too of states that depend on the federal government to keep us going. What in the world are we doing? What in the world? So the other one too that I think that we got to really pay attention to is the fact now that the Liz Morrell crew, along with Canazero's daughter and probably some other folks, are going out trying to find out who put together this grand jury to prosecute Liz Morrell. Was it the district attorney? Was it the special prosecutor? Was it somebody in the grand jury that got the grand jury and said, come on, let's do this? Who spilled the beans? Who said what? So they went to work. They questioning the documents. They questioning who talked to former Judge Laurie White, who talked to the district attorney, Jason Williams, who, and that's what everybody's saying, who did this? So I want your text messages. I want your correspondence by phone. I want your emails. And I want to make sure that y'all won't talking to each other to conspire against our very nice Attorney General. She's just trying to do her job. So the judge signed off on the subpoenas. You say, what? Yeah. The judge signed off on the subpoenas against the Orleans Parish District Attorney and the special prosecutors. So that means that former Judge Laurie White, District Attorney Jason Williams, and anybody else that's associated with this case will have to turn over that information because Merrill's team wants it by Friday. So Judge White and Williams can file motions to quash the subpoenas if they choose not to turn over what is requested. If they take legal action, Merrill's attorneys say they will object, and a hearing will be held before retired Judge Robert Chasson, who has been appointed by the Supreme Court to preside over the matter. Merrill says that she's looking into what led to her 16-count indictment. Now, according to court records, her legal team asked the judge to order Williams and White to surrender their communications and records related to the investigation. What? Is that privilege? Who does that? Attorneys representing Merrill are questioning documents, emails, text messages, and other records belonging to Williams and White that mention a potential indictment. Lawyers also want to identify the source of the grand jury investigation leak. So Merrill's charges stem from letters she sent to New Orleans Mayor Helena Moreno, Jason Williams, and 5 other city council members threatening their removal from office. And if they continued to resist a new state law that consolidated the city's criminal and civil clerk's office. She faces 16 felony counts. Those counts come from malfeasance and intimidation. The Louisiana Supreme Court granted Merrill an emergency stay in the case. The Supreme Court appointed Chasson to oversee the case after all judges at the Criminal District Court, they recused themselves. The subpoena, all those requests that the documents and records be produced on or before this Friday. What? What? Yes. The Merrill team ain't playing with y'all. She said, give me the information now. But is that something to make you go, Have y'all ever heard that one? Give me your conversations, your text messages with any other defendants that's up in here. I need all of it. And if you don't, you're going to be in a whole heap of trouble. Everybody say that with me. A whole heap. And it makes you go, when has that ever happened? Anybody can recall? I can't recall. I've never seen that before. But maybe it's just me. I've never seen it before, but maybe again, it's just me. I'm just saying. Now, I wonder, what are they saying? Now that that judge has ruled, and will they appeal it? Do y'all understand why I am now saying that New Orleans is not real? Because something wrong here. Something is really wrong. So let me check. Let me check with that. Nyron, you got that case up? You know? Go ahead.
Breaking news, a judge has approved a motion from Attorney General Liz Murrow requesting communications from District Attorney Jason Williams and the Special Prosecutor Lori White to be subpoenaed.
This all comes as the indictment is on pause against Liz Murrow after the Louisiana Supreme Court granted the AG's motion to stay the case.
WDSU reporter Alyssa Gomez is live at Orleans Parish Criminal Court. Alyssa, this means a motion to quash the case could be right around the corner.
Yeah, a motion to quash the case could come any day now. The Attorney General saying that this request to subpoena is the first step in doing so. Now, the motion asks the judge to subpoena communications, including phone records and emails for both District Attorney Jason Williams and appointed Special Prosecutor Lori White. It asks not only for communications between the two of them, but also with state elected officials and local elected leaders, including Mayor Helena Moreno, Council President J.P. Morrell, and Judge Leon Roche. Documents show that the AG is also requesting communications between White, Williams, and any member of the media or reporter. In each of the requests, the AG asked for specific words to be the focus of each subpoena, words like grand jury, indict, and public intimidation. Legal analyst Matt Coleman weighs in on what could possibly happen next.
They're saying, I need this information in order to file the motion to quash. So I think you're going to first see one round of litigation on the subpoenas themselves. Whichever items are allowed by the court, there's going to be a return that's going to be made, and that evidence will likely be part of the motion to quash itself.
Now, we have reached out to several of these states and local leaders that are listed in these subpoenas, and we have not heard back. But the district attorney and prosecutor Lori White do have the opportunity now to file counter motions to quash the subpoenas, so we'll have to wait and see if they do that. The attorney general is asking for these documents to be provided on or before 5 p.m. on Friday. Live at the Orleans Parish Criminal Courthouse, Alyssa Gomez, WDSU News.
All right, there you have it. Is it me? Man, maybe I need to just answer the phone, get people to call in and answer the phone, and just see what y'all think before I give my analogy and read this story again. Because you're telling me that you're allowing them to see where the information coming from. You're trying to do, well, you know what? Hold on. Let me put it in perspective. Sounds like to me y'all on a fishing expedition to see who did this. That's what it sounds like. Instead of talking about the problem, sounds like to me that this is a detour instead of getting down to the problem. The problem is, were those letters intimidating? And were those letters, I think more so than anything else, intimidating? Were you trying to intimidate these leaders? And in this subpoena, though, sounds like you're trying to figure out who the persons are that's responsible for filing the subpoena, which, in my professional opinion, and I'm not a lawyer and I'm not trying to be one, it sounds like y'all trying to figure out who filed the information and who put together the grand jury. Did the district attorney do it? Did Lori White do it as a former judge? That's what it sounds like. It does not sound like y'all are trying to figure out, is this intimidation from Liz Merrill? I thought that was the case. Am I wrong? Somebody tell me I'm wrong. 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. Because it sounds like to me, y'all just trying to figure out where the information came from that allowed them to put together a special grand jury. But, again, in my professional opinion, which I'm not an attorney and I don't try to play one on the radio, I thought grand juries were supposed to be secretive. Hello? Can you all hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? Because wasn't there a part of this that stated, oh, y'all got a problem. Y'all trying to put people in jail because they're trying to figure out who the grand jury was and the media wasn't supposed to be in there? I thought this was that way. is that the way that it is? Somebody help me with this one because I'm confused. I may have to call my law professor, Suzette. New day.
Let's call Suzette and, and see what's really going on. But what I'm looking at, Gerard, and what I'm listening to, I think you did it spot on everything you said. They're on a fishing expedition. And at the end of the day, for Liz Morel to demand that they give it to her by Friday, and this judge ruling with her and letting her go. Now, when the judge came, Chisholm, and the Supreme Court picked him, I felt he had some flaws about him anyway, because he was their pick, at the end of the day. And so when you're looking at that, it's telling you what it is, Gerard, because I took the Inspector General to court, right? He refused to give me emails, text messages, and the same thing. And right now, this judge is ruling on behalf of Liz Morel. Anything she wants, her and her law team is getting. And at the end of the day, what you're saying is that the grand jury ain't the grand jury no more, because I thought that was a private matter. Maybe Suzette can help me with that. And she's looking for letters. She's looking for things. But is it a crime that Liz Morel did? And according to the law, it says it's a crime.
But I
So
thought
at
that's
the end
what
of the
this
day,
is all about. That this was a prosecution, a grand jury put together saying that there was something wrong.
That's right.
Now it's coming back from their side of turning it around. The spin is in to me, again, because right now it sounds like to me that they're looking for who put this together. Was this for the district attorney and the former judge and anybody else that was involved? I want to know who was involved. But
that's right.
Is that the case? Or you turning it or spinning it around so that it's not the case?
I think they're spinning it around because the no good governor said, I'm going to give her a partner regardless. But what you got to watch, Gerard, and maybe you own it. Watch what Leon Canizero doing. He said he was resigning to be with his family and he wasn't going to deal with nothing no more. All of a sudden, he get on the judiciary committee about the judges. Look, they're making chess moves, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, they're coming for these judges, But I'm so glad somebody put an injunction in Baton Rouge, what John Fuller did, because all that's playing a part in it too. But watch Liz Morel, watch Ku Klux Klan Jeff Landrew, Liz of Ku Klux Klan, and watch Ku Klux Klan Canizero, because they're up to something, Gerard, and they're up to something that's no good for all judges, because at the end of the day, they're putting him on the board saying, hey, we need you to take down judges. Hey, we need you to give punishments, because he said in the paper, you can pull it up on NOLA.com, you can pull it up in the news, he said he want nothing to do with it, but all of a sudden, he's gone to the judiciary committee, and if you're looking, we got this fishing expedition, like you're saying, they're trying to spin it around, and Liz Morel is just showing you how dogged she is, because this judge ruled with her. Now, he could have said, I'm going to take it in consideration today, Tuesday, right? Mm. So by Friday, they got to have it in the public. What is the public records law? 2 to 5 business days, you got to either reply or something, right? But they ain't getting there. They could have replied and said, let us put this together. But they're telling them by Friday they got to have it together.
Right. Right.
And so it looked like a fishing expedition. I hope Suzette can call in if she's not busy and give us everything on this, because that's our legal expert, and she's going to figure it all out, and she's going to give you the hot, the cold, the spicy, and everything. But it looks like what it looked like, but these judges, all, don't care if they're black, don't care if they're white, they better get ready, because Jeff, Liz, and Canizero is coming for the whole criminal justice system.
Yeah, I think it scared a lot of folks yesterday when they found out. But, it's on very tight news today that DA Leon Canizero has been appointed to the State Judiciary Commission, and the advocates for criminal justice reform are very worried about that because they're saying that that's still that old way of doing business. And I think we found that out by knowing that he felt it was in his best interest to put out fake subpoenas.
Yeah. Oh, and that's good you brought that up, Gerard, because I read his story. He said he stand on his record. How can you stand on a record when you put those fake subpoenas out? Mm-hmm. You're putting pregnant women in jail, and what you did more harm. You did more harm than anybody. But wait a minute, Gerard. Let's get a little fishy today. Let's get a little fishy. Who was at the beach counter in the fight when they got rid of the investigation for the two people at the beach counter? Who husband and her was sitting there and they was involved? Tell me if I'm wrong, Gerard, wasn't it the Canizaros?
It was his daughter and her husband.
That's right. And they swept that neath the rug when the report said all of them violated the law, and they beat those two black guys. One of them, I think, died, and they planted a gun with Heinz Gutley, and all the cops got away with it. Even the feds found something, but they swept all that. So if they can do that, they coming. They coming, Gerard. Yep. And it's nothing good. So I think you're right on, Pern. I hope you can get Suzette on at some point so we can, hear what Suzette think if she's not busy,
Yeah, I know she's doing a deposition today, so.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's
so
why she's not here.
But this judge, when they called his name and I looked him up, I said something strange about this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Looked like he already got his orders. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like they're going to come after every judge, Canizero, and did that thing pass that Jeff can remove judges?
No, it's not the fact that it's going to come forward, though. And that's where I'm looking around and saying to myself, him putting Canizero on this judiciary board is concerning, and I think a lot of advocates are concerned about it because of the fact that he's done such underhanded stuff to New Orleans.
That's right. But and what got me, Gerard, is that 9 other people resigned for Liz Morrell's office. So are they going to be appointed to judiciary or other things? That was the plan because he resigned, right? So they had 8 other people to resign because he made the 9th people, and Liz still haven't put that in the paper why they left. Nope. Or we don't even hear nothing about that, Gerard. You see what I'm saying? So They covering things up too. And she on a fishing expedition. She's going to try to get somebody. And at the end of the day, when you listen to the Governor Jeff Landry, he's doing the same thing Liz did with intimidation and threat. And then he's talking about he want to move on from the city of New Orleans. But, Gerard, last time I checked, we take care of the 63 parish. Our money and revenue take care of everything. So I don't understand what the Ku Klux Klan leader is saying.
I just gotten to the point now where I'm saying that this crap can't be real. It can't be.
But every day you wake up is something different, And Jeff, he just done got out of he just done lost his mind, and he think he can do what he wants. Now he's trying to be a dictator, just like his daddy, Donald Trump. You see what I'm saying? And enough is enough. We got to either have that conversation, Gerard, that you've been talking about. We all got to get under one roof and show him, because he went and put a post out. Now the Republicans got more voters in the state of Louisiana, and he's still throwing knick-knack slangs on Facebook and everything, but I hope the people are paying attention. I hope the judges are paying attention. I hope they're coming together. I hope they have a plan, because the 3 of them is coming to destroy New Orleans criminal justice.
Well, I'm gonna put together this. I'm gonna try to find it. His statements about New Orleans and also the mayor to see.
That's right.
Let's see so everybody else see what he said. So I'm gonna put that up next.
And keep me updated with it, Gerard. Thank you so much.
All right, Doctor.
All right.
Talk to you later. All right, y'all. Hold on. We gotta take a break here. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Governor Landry and his statements about New Orleans and the mayor Coming up. You better call somebody and let them know. This is really serious. More coming up next.
Late nights are made for chillin', and you can do just that every Sunday night at 10 p.m. as DJ Wick brings you The Love Zone. It's the perfect way to top off your weekend with your favorite old and new school ballads. So sit back, relax, and let DJ Wick take you to the Love Zone on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton.
When it comes to family planning, should you go with a will or a trust?
A will is like leaving instructions to the court. It tells them who gets what, but your family still has to go through a succession, which can be costly and time-consuming.
A trust, on the other hand, avoids court altogether. So when the time comes, everything transfers smoothly to your loved ones.
It's a little more work up front, but way less hassle and expense later. Plan smart, save time, and take care of your family.
This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Did you hear the news? Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom has a new time. Catch us now every Wednesday at noon. Same program, same great conversations. Just a new time. So catch Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom this Wednesday and every Wednesday only on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about.
From Gentilly to New Orleans East, WBOK is what New Orleans is talking about. WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
The state of Louisiana is tired. New Orleans thinks they're so special. They used to have 4 assessors, 2 clerks, a sheriff that ran at a different time. I mean, it just on and on. That parish is going to operate exactly like the rest of this state. And the people of this state want that. So when the mayor recognizes that, and when she understands that they have to get their fiscal house in order, just like this state has got its fiscal house in order, we'll have a discussion. Thank you.
All righty then. And he's talking about what? They tired of us? Who in the state of Louisiana, besides this governor, is tired of us? Maybe they tired of us, but they ain't tired of the money. Maybe they are tired of us, but they ain't tired of the money. And I think that we should show him that we tired of him. And this man is making so many. 4 hours ago, Jeff Landry made a comment saying Louisiana will determine the fate of New Orleans. What the hell does that mean? It will determine the fate of New Orleans. It made me ask the question, shouldn't we be determining the fate of him? Because this is now becoming more so, in my professional opinion, this is becoming more so hateful, almost Trump-like. Is that a good way to put it? Than anything else. You just doing what you would see your daddy do. You don't have a shoe to stand in, ground to stand on, and we're asking you why? For what? Why are we asking you for what? For what reason? Why are we asking why? And then the other question I had for you was, shouldn't this be more so reasons enough for you to sign the recall? Shouldn't it? Miss Pam.
Hey, Gerard, how you doing?
Good, dear. How you doing?
I'm good. Well, you know, he doesn't have a pot to
Yep.
in or a window to throw it out of.
Yep.
Because without us, baby, he wouldn't be nothing. And we already know what he's all about. He's nothing but a little... That one. And I'll leave it there because I know I got to respect. I got to keep myself being able to talk on the phone.
I got
But
you.
I'd like to tell him a piece of my mind with his little short cut off. That one.
Yep.
Boy, let me tell you something. You messing with the wrong people. You are messing with the wrong city. Because without us, you wouldn't be ish. And I'm mad. Yeah, I'm mad. And at this point, I'm not going to let peace keep me still because I'm sick and tired of saying the same things. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired with all these politicians that call themselves politicians and they can't even polish a doggone shoe. Now, let's just talk straight about it. You need to take your little sidewinding behind and take your behind to where you need to be. And it's showing here in our swamps. Now take that one to your mouth. I think I better go now, Gerard.
Did you get mad?
No. I just stated my mind.
You just, it sure sounded like you got mad. It sure did, though. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yes, I did.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
Yeah. But I'm good with it. I'm okay with it.
So how far do you think this is going to go? Because to me, I think this is ending up being more of a show from the show Boat than this is actually about the law. This is becoming more so a show than anything else. And then the other part of it is I got to tell you that I think that he's just pissed off because of the fact that they put that petition out. That's number one.
You already know. You already know. And what we have to do, keep our heads straight. Do not fight amongst each other. Fight with each other and for each other. And get this jackrabbit out of here. Now, Gerard, I've got to go.
I got you. Thank you, Miss
Okay.
Pam. That's so
All
good
right,
to hear
baby.
your voice, dear.
And you too.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
So shouldn't this put steam under everybody, put some type of fire underneath everybody to go and sign that recall? Whether you agree with the owners of it or not, I'm putting them to the side. Doesn't that make you, and shouldn't it make the folks go, let me go sign this thing? And better yet, now, I think the owner just set up and said, hey, look, you don't even have to come to the line. We got enough locations. Yes, we do, but we can also mail it to you, and you can mail it in. What? Yeah, you can mail it in. But shouldn't that make you want to sign it? If nothing else made you want to sign this thing, shouldn't this make you sign it? I'm just saying. And I hear the numbers are pretty high of the number of people that done signed it. All right, tell you what we'll do. We'll break here for news. We'll come back, have some more conversation. I got to say, Judge John Fuller, boy, you the man. Somebody tell John Fuller I said, boy, you the man. If you haven't heard, we'll make sure we tell you in the 5 o'clock hour. More coming up, y'all. Please stay tuned. News is next.
From the campus of Xavier University.
Yeah.
WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Waterworld reopened Sunday after a bomb threat forced the evacuation of about 4,000 guests and an early closure Saturday. Federal Heights, Colorado Police Commander Jason Schlenker.
Rely on more than likely local and federal partners to try to learn the identity of the individuals involved.
Police say no credible threat was found, and investigators are examining whether it's linked to similar incidents at amusement parks nationwide. Teams interested in signing LeBron James are reportedly making their pitches through voice notes sent to his agent. ESPN says the 41-year-old is reviewing the messages while vacationing, with no decision timeline announced. And Georgia rapper Lil Tunk is in custody in connection with a 2024 homicide in Fulton County. Authorities arrested the rapper, whose real name is Tavorian Lindsay, near a Lamar County nightclub Saturday night and seized multiple firearms. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Did you just hear that? Did everybody hear the news? You a rapper, and then you got in trouble, and they called your whole name. They gave his legal government name. How you gonna be a rapper named Tavorian Lindsay? What? What? Okay, I digress. All right, let's go back to the phones. 504-582-9422. What you say, Miss Charlotte?
Hi. How are you?
Good, and yourself?
I'm good. I have a question.
Ask me.
I need to know what kind of information they have to mail out those ballots, and can they mail them out to all voters? Is that going to be too much? And why you guys are not saying where the mail-in or the sign-out sheet, where it is every day? Or is that possible? That's my question. My question is, why are we not getting more information on where to sign a recall sheet?
We're probably the only station that does. I know you have not heard it anywhere else, but we do. We get called every once in a while with people saying, y'all need to do it a little bit more. But we don't work for them and they don't work for us. We're actually doing this to make sure that you have the information. We don't have to do it every single hour on the hour. People just need to listen to find out. And if you don't know, pick up the phone and call us. We can give it to you over the phone as well. But we do put it on air. As a matter of fact, we called out all the new locations as well. You need something now?
I would like to have a mail-in one because I have a few seniors that want to sign.
Okay.
And if they can get one mailed to the home, that would be awesome.
So I will say this without making it sound like that it's our fault or their fault or nothing, but anytime we pick up the phone and try to call these young ladies, they don't answer the phone. They don't call us, and they don't call us back. We went to their website. So I'm going to tell you to do the same. The website is LouisianaDeservesBetter.com. That's LouisianaDeservesBetter.com. Okay?
Okay.
And try to find out as much information as you can. I've got the signing calendar for July. I can tell you today, what's the 14th?
Okay.
Today they got them in Harvey. One of the people that I know that is helping them very much is a good friend of ours, and that's Michelle Charles. She's in Harvey today at 921 Peters Road. That's from 3 until 7 today. I don't know if that's out of your way.
I'm gonna make it.
But she's there till 7 o'clock. Okay.
Okay.
So it's 921 Peters Road on the West Bank in Harvey.
Okay.
She's also an attorney. So you asked me the question. Don't be trying to get off the phone with me. Don't be trying to get off the phone with me. I'm telling you everything. Since you called, I'm gonna tell you everything. No, Michelle is an attorney. She's a good person. She will try to make sure that you get all the information, and if you don't have it, she'll make sure you do get it right then and there so that you can mail it in. I don't know. I actually have video from the young lady that's the head of the recall saying that you can do this. What I will do is send it back to my producer so that you can hear the audio, and if you're looking online, you'll be able to see her. So you'll hear it in just a few minutes, okay? If you give me a few minutes just to get it for you.
Okay.
That's
Sounds
all.
like a winner.
All right.
And all right, I'm going to go ahead and look that website up and get that information for our seniors, for as many of them as I can, because they're very much so interested in
Louisiana
signing that
deserves
recall.
better. LouisianaDeservesBetter.com.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And if you need some more, call me back.
All righty.
All right, Miss Charlotte.
Okay.
Bye-bye. All right. Cedric.
Hey there, man. How are you?
Good, man. What's happening?
Not much. To our governor, it says that New Orleans was founded in 1718, and the Louisiana Purchase was in 1812.
Okay.
So that should let our governor know that New Orleans is a little bit older than the state. His position and his disposition is very nasty, and it's very disrespectful. And as you said earlier, this should motivate our leaders to stand up to him, because he's not going to give you nothing anyway. And again, an informational video needs to go out to all of the parishes to let them know if New Orleans goes, so does your parish.
So,
and it's just,
this is something I think that is known, but you got to understand what state we live in and the people that are, and I hate to say it this way because it's going to sound pretty bad. The state that we live in, the parishes aren't really controlled by us. And I really do believe that we've got to pick and choose who gets some information and who doesn't get the information, because a lot of the information is going to be quashed. And if that information is quashed, it's just like not putting it out. There's no reason why no one from the 63 other parishes don't know where their money coming from. And got this man telling them that they don't need us because we don't have the same, I guess, power that we used to have. But the numbers show that we bring in over $400 million for this state. And the closest parish in there only brings in $120 million. We bring in more money 4 times more than the closest parish. And you have the audacity. See, these talking points that these Republicans sometimes get is a bunch of lies. And these lies that we're hearing, he learning from his daddy. He wants to be the man. So he picking up on all his traits.
And I understand it, but we have a Louisiana or New Orleans delegation. Why can't they talk among their peers? All of them should have newsletters to reach their voters.
And you are correct.
Even if this means you have to have Louisiana Black Caucus, if you have to have congressional town hall meetings, you have to fight fire with fire.
I think that there has to be a collaborative effort to try to find all of the online folks that have databases. Vincent Sylvain got one of the biggest databases with his New Orleans agenda. Beverly McKenna has a distribution of the Tribune. Jeff Thomas has a distribution with Black Source Media. I can keep going. I can talk about Veritite. I can talk about all these different media outlets that are secondary to the televisions, these television broadcasts some of the radio stations because they're more conservative. But what do we look for? I think that we look at our base, which is going to be all the different people and all the different sources that are just named. So you are correct, Shed. They need to start using them and use them to get their word out.
And lastly, Gerard, I look on the state Democratic page. All they talking about is a sneaker ball featuring the former vice president, which that's nice. Well, why don't you talk about an effort to combat what this governor is doing here in this state? Prioritize certain things.
And why don't you use her to do one of the daggone pieces for it?
Why don't you get her to do a video tagging Lil Trump?
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for allowing me to say that, man. It seems like our leaders are not as serious as they need to be.
Mm.
Have a good one, man.
All right, Seth. Thank you, brother. Ryan.
Hey, now.
What's up?
Not much. How you doing today?
Good, man.
Yeah, to answer the young lady's question about the packets, the digital packets, they're finite. The resources are finite, but they don't want to just go mail them to every registered voter if it's going to be wasted in certain areas. So I think it's by request. So if they do go to Louisiana Deserves Better website, they can request the digital packet that gets mailed with instructions, and then it's a pretty quick turnaround, from my understanding. So that's that. Also, I was going to say that there's no way in heck that he wins a special election right now. He's, with everything he's done, on both sides of the aisle, he's made a lot of Louisiana citizens upset with him. I'll say that.
Yep.
But if he's allowed to go another year and consolidate more and more power and use the powers of the executive office to intimidate other parishes, then he may just be able to finish his agenda, his Trump-like agenda, and consolidate power. And then we may see where they have more control over the election cycle and whatnot if he's allowed to run out his full term. So that's why this is so important that he gets recalled this year and is put to a majority vote, because there's no way in hell that he wins that election now with everything that's happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, Ryan. Thank you, brother.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Hey, Mr. Harrow.
Yeah, I listened to you, and I just listened, and I said I should call this black radio station because I'm kind of black. Okay.
What?
So
you are? All these years, and I'm just learning that. Wow.
Oh, bless your soul.
Bless your soul. Ain't that what the old folks say? Like, bless his heart.
Well, you know, I've been in because it's been raining here, and I've never been in jail, but it's like I'm in jail.
Are you in
I've
Houston?
never been Say that again?
You in Houston?
Yeah, I'm still in Houston.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The economy is good here. But anyway, so maybe I should say it, maybe not. But I was listening last week, and one of your callers called in and tried to, what's the word? Oh mercy, I can't think of the word. You know, I'm getting close to a senior citizen, and I'm only I'll be 90 my next birthday.
Yes,
so if I stumble, then it kind of charge it to that. But anyway, one of your callers called in, and he said some negative things about Attorney Ben Crump, and Al Sharpton. Two of my, what would I say, heroes. And, you know, I've been in this civil rights thing for years, and some black people don't understand if these people didn't bat for them or go to bat for them, they would be further back than they are. So that just bothered me that this call came in trying to, downplay or discredit. That's the word I want. Ben Crump and Al Sharpton. So two of the finest people that I know. The next thing I wanted to say, talk to you about, are you familiar with this AI? What did say that again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what's going on? Do you know what it's about?
What you talking about?
The AI that you hear that they're putting together.
We know what AI is, but what are you talking about in particular?
Okay, here's what has happened, and it bothers me. Today on television here in Houston, I have seen your governor 3 times. He was on television here talking about the AI. And I'm saying, in my way of thinking, it's a curse to Louisiana. They showed it, and they just showed it a while ago. The largest AI in the world, not only in the United States.
You're talking about the expansion of the data centers?
Right. And I don't think most people know what that's all about. And they said on a hot day, it will use more electricity than the whole city of New Orleans. It talked about how it compared with the energy, it compared with New York, the energy that thing uses. And they also mentioned 3 times that they put these centers in the poorest neighborhoods. They did not do an environmental study at all. And the way I see it, like you have a 34 felony criminal that is running this country today and has killed, more people have been killed than you know. So with that kind of trash in the White House, it's really, really something. But the AI center, the way I see it, when they get through with it, they will digitize everybody. They will know where you go, how much toilet tissue you use, what time you go to bed, what you have in your bank account, all of that at the AI stuff. And I see it doing no good. It's good. What'd you say?
No, I was saying because I hate to say it this way, but we passed that already. They already know that. They know when you go to bed. They know what you want. Yeah, AI. You use AI every day. You use AI to call me.
It's more than that. I don't think you really respectfully understand what this thing is all about.
I understand what it's coming to, but I'm telling you, we've been using the AI. I don't want to make it sound like we just started, but they're building this because this is not just an AI center. This is a data center. This is a data center that's going to have all your information, all my information, all the research that you could possibly think of. It's going to be controlling a whole lot. So there are so many folks that are against this data center, and better yet, to put it in perspective, what everybody's talking about now, and that's why you probably saw it 2 or 3 times on the air today, is that they expanded it, and they're talking about expanding it because they got all these jobs coming. But I got to tell you, these AI centers are going to be automated. That's what AI is, automated. It'll run itself.
They will know when you travel, how you travel, what you have in the bank. It goes on and on. And what I wanted to tell you is the largest one, not in the United States, but in the world, has been put, I think it's Franklin Parish. It's one of the parishes there. Now, here in Houston, they're talking about putting one, and the people are railing against it.
Well, the younger folks also saying that they don't like it. They don't like it because they're not going to be they're not going to be able to get jobs.
So it's not, as the way I see it, it's not to your betterment at all. not at all. So, and you're good for nothing, governor. You got all these people that have no principle, no nothing. So here in Houston, River Oaks, they put up some cameras where they could trace your license plate. In other words, and somebody's been cutting them down, and they say they don't want them. But
yeah, they license plate readers. They got them everywhere.
Right. But here they cut them down every time they put them up.
Well, on federal highways, they all been on federal highways. So I mean, that's nothing new. And then the other thing too, even here, they're using innovation. They call it innovation to be able to do facial recognition, even when you're in a French Quarter. But we've had facial recognition forever and a day. You ever walk in an airport and when you go up to TCA, not TCA, but the folks that check you in first. When you go up to them, the first thing you do is look into that place where they say, "Look right here." They're doing facial recognition.
But do you know what I heard? That don't quite work as well on
with
black faces.
Right, with black folks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
so
what I
they
heard.
supposedly had gone back and redid the programming, but I haven't had a problem. I had one problem one day, and I walked in to the airport, stood in the line. The TSA man said, "Come on in," da-da-da-da. And the next thing I know, I'm standing off to the corner getting patted down for bomb residue.
Yeah. Well, what can I say?
But I ain't blow nothing up. I didn't blow nothing up. I wanted to get home.
But anyways, I'm kind of laughing, but it's not funny. To me, it's serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's serious. Yeah.
But we've been using a lot of technology that I don't think that we really talked about with AI and a whole bunch of other different programming. So I just don't want you to think that it just started. But I will tell you, I will tell you this: that those data centers are going to be doing a whole lot more, and a lot of people going to be losing jobs.
Yes.
Same thing they're doing with Amazon. Amazon is trying to be under 1 million people that they hire to run Amazon because they don't want to have to break up the company later on. So now that they have so many folks working for them, they're letting a lot of people go that have Amazon jobs. And the reason they're doing that is because they're trying to get under the number. I think it's 1 million people so that they won't. But Amazon is also employing and put in position a lot of AI technology that can run your job better than a human being because you don't have to take no breaks. You don't have to go on no vacation. You're not getting sick days. They trying to save a whole lot of money, even though that they're multiple billion-dollar company. That's what they're doing to us. And that's what it is. Yeah.
But anyway, it concerns me, and I thought I would holler at you.
Yeah, I think it should concern a lot of other folks too, Mr. Harold. Don't think that I'm talking it down because I'm not. I'm just looking at it and saying, we'll be fighting these billion-dollar companies. But have you ever seen the movie I, Robot?
No.
Will Smith was in that movie. If you get a chance, have your son to pull it up so you can watch it. That movie is at least 5 to 10 years old, if not older. And it's talking about the day that the robot technology, this AI innovation, will actually be able to outthink us, and they will be trying to take over.
Well, what can I say to you? But anyway, just be aware.
Yep.
Be aware as to what's going on and get the young people educated. That's the key thing. It's a cardinal sin when you don't educate a child.
Yep.
And that's what I advocate all the time. Life has been good to me, and it's good today. And I think when you wake up in the morning, tomorrow should be a better day than today.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we have to remember that what you do to other people, for other people, it will come back to you.
Yep.
Read your great grandmother's Bible, and it'll tell you what's going on, and it'll tell you the things that you need to know. Some people think that if they can get away with dismissing and I'm 90 years old. My next birthday. But anyway, you think in the dark you can do something to somebody, but whatever you do will come back to you
And
as well as
somebody's
your
always
kids.
listening, and somebody's always watching. Big Brother is
Right.
always
Right.
watching. There you go.
No, all I'm saying is we are our brother's keeper.
Yep.
So, yeah.
All right, Mr.
So anyway,
Harold. Always
it's
good. Where you
good.
been? You been in Houston all this time?
I've been in Houston. We do real estate development, and the Houston economy is good, and they have 56,000 people that need housing, and I could tell you more.
Yeah.
But we're working in the Spring area.
Mm-hmm.
We just picked up property that we just put on sale.
Okay.
So anyway, I would say the real estate is a good business for women, retired school teachers, and what have you. I got into it when I was 26 years old.
Yep.
So anyway, life is good.
Thank you, sir.
And you're good.
I know you good. I'll talk to you soon. All righty.
Yeah, I'm in the recliner just listening.
I know. All right.
You have some good people that call you, and then you have some that I don't know if I should say it or not.
Need to be educated.
But boy, okay, we'll talk.
All right. I'm gonna talk to you later. That's Mr. Harold, boy. More coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight. We gotta take a break.
Missed a show? Want to hear that guest everyone's talking about? WBOK is now streaming on all your favorite podcast apps. Just search WBOK Media, hit download, share with a friend, and don't forget to rate your favorite shows 5 stars. Because when our voices are heard, our impact grows.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Welcome back. They scared me. I was like, where are these folks calling from? My number 504-582-9422. Breaking news today. And I really want you all to pay attention to what I'm about to say. it's going to sound like I am giving props to someone, and you all are going to sit up there and go, "Oh Lord," but I really am, and I am going to give him props. Well, who are you giving props to? I'm glad y'all asked. I am giving big props to Judge John Fuller, and I'm going to give him those props because I had the opportunity to interview him. He didn't divulge any of the information telling me what he was going to do. And I can appreciate that sometimes you just got to keep stuff on the down low to get it to work. So a preliminary injunction was granted in the suit that was challenging the state law that slashed the Orleans Parish judges. So right now, they ain't got to get up and go. Don't have to say deuces. Not right now. So the story reads as follows. This is a story that was written by Matt Bruce of NOLA.com. It says, the 3 New Orleans judges slated for removal last month by state lawmakers may be able to qualify to run for their seats in the upcoming election. Now, that may be confusing to you, so let this little guy right here explain it to you. Well, what you talking about? It says that they may be able to qualify and run for their own seats, meaning that those 3 seats are not gone. And this injunction is stopping them from getting rid of the 3 seats. The 3 amigos won't be able to get rid of the 3 seats. I just made that up right then and there. I know it's corny. But anyway, they will be able to qualify for their own seats, meaning that these 3 seats, as far as judges are concerned, have not been thrown out, and this stay is going to make them stay there until they can figure this thing out. So if qualifying comes up while this stay is still in place, instead of trying to run for somebody else's seat, these 3 judges can run for their own seat. Under a Baton Rouge judge's order today is when it happened. But it remained far from being settled if those races will actually happen. Well, what are you talking about, Gerod? Judge Travald Smith of the 19th Judicial District enjoined state and local officials from enacting any provision of Act 748. Of what? Act 748. Are we still with me? You still with me? All right, because I'm pulling up Act 748 from the Louisiana legislature. So if y'all remember, we read this House bill. Geez, when did we read this? Like 3 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago? And told everybody to look forward to this coming up, and somebody's going to bring it to the floor. And they did. And after they brought it to the floor, they all said, let's pass it. It says, relative to courts in Orleans Parish to provide for the number of court judges and commissioners, to provide for payment of court expenses from the Consolidated Judicial Expense Fund. Stop right there. Because what the state was saying is that it's costing them too much money for the state to have this many judges in one parish. Every other parish got 8 or 9. Why y'all got to be special and have 12? Orleans thinks it's so special. So we're going to make the judicial issue equal across the whole floor. Everybody else might have 8 or up to 9. Orleans Parish should have the same. Well, this Consolidated Judicial Expense Fund was the issue that they tried to bring up. We paying too much money as a state to let this one special little parish have so many judges. We're going to take it to the courts here and let it be enacted by the state of Louisiana. So they bought up all of these different revised statutes and then said, okay, let's hereby amend and reenact revised statute 13-1312 and many others, and said they are hereby enacted to read as follows. The Court of Appeal, with jurisdiction over the parish of Orleans, has appellate jurisdiction over all cases tried in the city of New Orleans, right? So what they did was say, hey, judge, in each division of the Civil District Court, we're going to appoint a crier for his or her division who shall be commissioned by the civil sheriff as a deputy sheriff and who shall perform such duties as may be providing the law and the rules of the court. So we're all sitting back and saying, oh, okay, cool, da-da-da-da, whatever. Because I think, again, I'm not an attorney and I don't play one on TV nor radio. But as they wrote this Senate bill, it was like they hid it. Because more than likely, nobody was going to look at it and say, okay, they went through all of this, yada, 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 talking about the expense fund for the parish, the executive committee for the Consolidated Judicial Expense Fund, yada, yada, yada. Keep on going, because it was a House bill, or a Senate bill, I should say, that has 11 pages. What? Yeah, 11. And then as you get into it, it starts talking about, hey, we're paying too much because we have 12 judges, individual judges, and is an addition to any of all the funds. So they start talking about the funds. The funds included salaries, expenses, or any other monies that are now or hereafter provided, authorized, or established by law for any of the aforesaid purposes. So now we're going to start looking at who are we going to start getting rid of? I'm glad you asked. As the executive committee of the Consolidated Judicial Expense Fund for the Parish of Orleans, we might want to consider getting rid of A, a civil court district court judge, B, first and second city courts, C, juvenile courts. We might want to consider stepping down the number so that it would look good in other parishes as well. Wait a minute. We need to make sure that we understand exactly what they're talking about. All of this was in writing. In my personal opinion, it was hid until we sat down and we started talking about it. And when we started talking about it, it basically said, we're going to take some of your judges away. I'm trying to find a page because it's 11 pages. And if you think about it, they hid this. They hid this. And then by the time we started paying attention to it, nobody was looking around and saying, oh, no, they can't do this. They can't do this to us. Because we were all sitting back thinking that everything was hunky-dory. And then somebody up at Baton Rouge that just happens to be called Landry went on ahead and started talking about it. We need to get rid of them. And then put that on the back of a senator that I think is probably just as racist as anybody else, Jay Morris. Jay Morris made a good deal. He don't have no interest in New Orleans. And in that good deal, you know that there was a deal that was made, because at the end of it, Jay Morris in his area that he serves got over 30, they got a good portion of that $30 million that was pulled from state expertise, all those different things that the state would finance. They pulled $30 million, including $1 million from a jail called OPSO that's understaffed, underpaid, anyway, been that way. So out of that expense, you still pulled $1 million. At some time, I'm going to say this. I'm probably getting in trouble saying it. Somebody going to question me. At some point in time, you're going to hear in the next month. What's next month? August? Yeah. I would say August. Why August, Gerard? Let me tell you in just a minute. You're going to hear in the month of August that we're having problems paying our jailers, paying for folks to come work at that mental health hospital that they done built and spent all that $100 million on. You're going to hear Michelle Woodfork say, I can't pay the people. I can't pay the people. Why? Y'all done pulled another $1 million from an entity that cost several $1 million to pay for. And then those folks that's sitting down at the city council don't understand how much it takes to run that, because what you see in a general fund is nothing compared to the money you got to have in these other accounts to pay for it. You got to have money to pay for the folks that are providing medical services. You got to contract with them. You got to pay for the energy. Y'all know how much it costs just to feed inmates a day? And they get 3 meals a day. Some folks would like to go into jail just so they can eat. I don't know who, but I would say that they probably do. So they can eat and get a bed. Being out on that street got to be terrible. But you getting ready to hear that from her? Because the cost is terrible. But why did you say August, Gerard? I'll tell you why. Y'all know when we get in the middle of the heat, guess what happens? The number of people that are committing crimes goes up. As a matter of fact, we start naming the police officers. We going to put you on a 12-hour shift because we got a spike. Say it with me, y'all. Spike in crime. And these fools is out here right now touting the fact that we got the lowest crime that we've ever had since 1862. I'm like, what? Which one of y'all was alive in 1862? August is coming. That is probably the hottest month of the year. But right now, you don't know what's the hottest month because we got so much heat. And y'all know when these folks get that heat in them, they out there shooting. Why y'all think we got these spikes? Every day when you work up now, somebody got shot. 5 people got shot over the weekend. All these folks got shot. Somebody got shot. Somebody was killed. Oh, we're on the scene of a murder, a homicide. Why do you think that's spiking up? Because we're there. And it's going to get worse. So what we going to do with the ones that we catch? Now you got NOPD catching them. You got the U.S. Marshals out here catching them. That's not even including the folks from the state with the state troopers, Landry State Trooper, the NOLA troop. They out here acting a donkey. So now all this is about to go up. How you going to feed them folks? How you going to put them in the bed? And you still got the same thing that was happening when Susan Hudson was in there. Didn't y'all just hear that these fools is setting fires? Didn't they just have a big old fire up in there? I'm sorry. How in the hell they getting matches? Well, how they setting fires? Ain't nothing changed. Or I can use that same word, incompetence. Don't seem to be falling far. Incompetence. How in the hell they setting fires in the jail? What y'all smoking? It's apparent to me they smoking something. I don't know who's smoking something. Them? Because I can go back to the old saying. The old saying was, inmates is always running the asylum. They setting fires in the jail. And how many of them have they set in the last 30 days? Need to ask that question too. I know a little bit more than what I'm saying, but I'll leave it alone. People think you're picking with them. I am. So you don't have to think it. I'll let you know. I am. But some people like to walk around and tell people he talking about me and he said this and that. You don't have to wonder no more. You don't have to wonder nothing. I am. I am. And did I say I am? More coming up. Everybody who take.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham has died at the age of 71. His office says after a brief and sudden illness, he passed Saturday night at his Capitol Hill home just days after a wartime visit to Kyiv. The preliminary cause, an aortic dissection tied to hardened arteries. President Trump led the tributes, calling Graham one of the greatest people and senators he'd known and saying their Saturday phone call could have been his last. Funeral arrangements have not yet been announced. Graham's family has asked for privacy. Graham's death caps one of Washington's most dramatic political reversals. In 2016, he blasted Trump as a race-baiting, xenophobic bigot and refused to vote for him. Within a year, two were golfing partners. Graham became one of Trump's most trusted allies on Iran, Ukraine, and judicial nominations. The arc ran alongside a career marked by racially charged remarks and a reference to the good old days of segregation. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
New Orleans, are you ready for a voice that says what you're thinking? Who that, you might ask? Arrington Gavin. That's right, I'm your guy, host of the Arrington Gavin Show, giving you so much filled with bold opinions, real conversations, and zero sugarcoating. We're going to be diving into the issues that matter, politics, pop culture, and all the above, unfiltered and unafraid. Catch the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Fridays, right here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Step back in time and experience the moments that shaped our world at the National World War II Museum, located in the heart of the Warehouse District in New Orleans. This world-renowned museum brings history to life, telling America's story in the war that changed everything, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. From immersive exhibits to powerful personal stories, this is more than a museum. It's an experience. Plan your visit today at nationalww2museum.org. World War II Museum, where history lives.
Greetings and salutations. I am Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
This is Andronica Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Get in on the conversation at 504-582-9422. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Let me get back on track here because I did go far. I was talking about John Fuller and telling you all about that Act 748. But I think that John Fuller is a hero. If we are looking at this case here, and he challenged the big dogs and said, don't worry about my bark, worry about my bite. So John Fuller argued that neither chamber of the legislature reached a required 2/3 vote for passage of the measure to shrink the criminal courts from 12 judges to 9. State officials argued that the measure didn't need a supermajority for passage, citing a specific exception for New Orleans municipal offices from the 1974 Constitutional Convention. The delegates made the Crescent City's courts subject to change by law with a simple majority vote, the state argues. All right, let's stop right there for a minute. They are saying that there was a constitutional convention in 1974, right? And the delegates made the Crescent City's courts, meaning New Orleans, subject to change by law with a simple majority vote. Fuller's lawsuit listed all the pertinent folks: Governor Landry, Attorney General Liz Murrell, Secretary of State Nancy Landry, and of course, the Clerk of Court, Chelsea Richard Napoleon, and listed them as defendants. Now, the ruling will come 2 months after Fuller won a special election to complete the expired term of Judge Gerod in Section J. All 12 judges' terms end at the end of this year. The law change takes effect on January 1, axing Fuller's seat along with the seats currently held by Judges Simone Levine and Rhonda Good Douglas. All right. My question is, if this temporary restraining order stands for a long period of time, will those judges that could run for their own seat then have to go down to the clerk of court's office and apply to say they're going to run for this thing to be on the to be able to run for those seats? Are they going to have to apply, take that oath of office? And how much is it to run for a judge? $750? I think it's like $750 that you have to pay for your name to get on the ballot. So if they fighting this in court and you lose and you done paid your money, do you get your money back? Number one. Number two, will you then be able to apply to run against other judges for other seats? Meaning I could apply to end up running against one of my friends that's a judge. Or do you take it and say, we're going to stick with it, we're going to roll with it? Because John Fuller said you need 2/3 of a vote to be able to run. Y'all, this is confusing. It is confusing. It's a crapshoot. And I don't think that this constitutional convention and the rest of this stuff is going to stand. Do you all? I got 4 minutes. 504-582-9422. John Fuller got the stay today that they're not going away. So how long would this take? Will this be before we see the change come January 1? Or do we see the change come January 1 and even though you argued in court, it's now a mute process? Because it could end up being a mute process. But does this constitutional convention stand from 1974? Help us, y'all, with this one. I'm hoping that we'll see Judge Fuller's issue stand and not just be a temporary injunction. I'm hoping that it will stand. And if it does, then those judges can run for their own seats instead of having to run against other judges for theirs. Well, what you mean, Gerard, they can run for their own seat? If it stands, the seat that they held or hold right now, they can run for their own seats instead of having to run for the seats that were not called in this issue, and they have to run against those judges if they want to be a judge. Might be cutting out your best friend or somewhere near it. You may be doing it. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen with this. I'm hoping that that is the case, that it will stand. The other issue, and I got to watch the news at night. And then I got to call my people and see what this one is. This one's going to be interesting as well, because now you see Liz Merrill and her team are asking for copies of text messages, telephone calls, who you talking to, and they want copies of it because they want to see more so who the person is that organized this thing instead of putting it on paper and saying, hey, maybe we should do something else about it because of the fact that you sent us a threatening letter. Is it a threatening letter or not? Should be what the case is, not who put it together. But that's what we're going through now. We'll see. Watch tonight. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap it up for me. I appreciate everybody for being a part of the conversation on today. Y'all, New Orleans is not real. We shall see. Y'all have a great rest of the day. We'll see you tomorrow and see if we can get some of this stuff maxed out. Y'all have a great day.
WBOK. Online at WBOK1230.com.